Hi, this is Craft D, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a dress form Christmas tree without having to use chicken wire or wreath forms. All you will need is garland of your choice. Just make sure that it has the wire in it. You will also need your dress form, and then however you want to dress the mannequin. I have a velvet cover over my dress form, and I have chosen to put a bustier on it. So I'll show you all that in just a second, but let's get started. Okay, as you can see, we started with some good music and our dress form. And on our dress form, I have placed a velvet cover, which I got off of Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. And this bustier, which I also got off of Amazon.com. And to fill her in, I just used some black velvet gloves that I folded up. And so there she is. She's ready for us to place our garland. So to start, I take my first garland and I fluff it. You want to fluff all your garlands first. And then I just find the halfway point, and I'm going to wrap this around my dress form's waist. And then when it comes to the center, I'm going to leave a little room. I want it to be baggy off of her waist so that I can crisscross it and secure it. And I'll show you that. Okay, so here you see our mannequin, our dress form, and you see that it is just below her waist and it's baggy enough that I'm going to be able to add enough garland to fill out our dress form. Now, I normally use 6 to 7 garlands. 6 is plenty. 7 is going to be really full. But all I've done is, because this stuff is wire, is I've just crossed it across each other 4 or 5 times until I feel like it's good and secure. And then I'm going to fluff that at the bottom, and then we're going to attach more strings of garland. Okay, you see my table's already decorated for Christmas. So each piece of garland comes with this little handy attachment at the end. One side is longer and the other side is shorter. I always start with the longer side because I am literally just going to hook that in to this garland and wrap it around there to secure it. And I'm basically going to be folding this garland into thirds. And so the first piece is going to go here, and then I'm going to fold it into thirds and fold it up. So the second part goes there, and then the third part is just going to hang down. So I'm going to take this piece of garland, that hook, and I am going to slip it right down in there. And then I'm just going to twist that around the main garland that I have going around the waist. Okay, so you can see that this garland is now attached and it's really long. So I'm going to fold it in thirds, and the first third I'm going to just attach by one of these pieces. They're very flexible and they are wire, so I'm just going to wrap that around the middle waist part again. So you can see this is folded into thirds now. There's my original part, and then there's my second, and then there's my third. So I'm just going to attach it here at the waist with one of these little twigs. All right, second garland attached. When I'm done attaching them, all I'm going to do to get rid of all of these holes is just twist each piece of the garland or each strand of the garland together so that you can't see through it. So I'm going to do this for the rest of my garlands. I'll either end up with 6 or 7 garlands all the way around, and then I'll show you how I twist them together. That's it. Now, I should have mentioned that it is helpful to wear some gloves while you're doing this because the garlands will prickle you. So these are the gloves I just keep in my Christmas boxes. So I'm putting those on now. Okay, so I have 6 garlands attached, and so I am going to need that 7th garland, but I just wanted to let you know how it looked so far. And I haven't gone through to attach the garlands to each other, so there's still some holes in it right now, but we will get that done, and then at the end we'll fluff it again, and then I'll just pull some of these up around the sides so that it forms like a little waistband for her skirt, and then we'll get her all decorated. All right, there we go. Okay, so I have all 7 garlands on now, and I just need to pinch them together. And so I'm just going to take 2 that are beside each other, and I'm going to twist. And then I'll take another 2 that are beside each other and then just twist them together. And I'll do that in periodic places or scattered throughout the entire dress so that it closes up those holes. And I can shape this skirt as wide or as narrow as I'd like it. If you want a shorter skirt, instead of dividing them into thirds, you could divide them into fourths, and it would also make it wider. But that is how we do the skirt, the garland for our dress form Christmas tree. So all that's left now is to decorate, and I'll show you the finished product at the end. So here's a pro tip when you're fluffing your tree. So here's an individual branch here, and you want to go 1 out, 1 out, 1 up, 1 out, 1 out, 1 up, out, out, up, and you will have a nice fluffy tree. I'm almost finished putting this tree all together, fastening it together, and then you'll see the finished product. Okay, her skirt is all the way on. You can see I lost a branch there, but she is ready to go. So now it's time for the lights and the ornaments, and I'll put a picture of the finished product when I'm all done. Okay, and here's the final product. There she is. I hope you love